here to talk about my new book, Ripley, Robinson, and the Worm Charmer, which I'm really excited about. In this fast-paced and unpredictable story, a middle school wrestler gives his all to win a worm charming competition. You see, 12-year-old Ripley's introduction to his new middle school is with his head held down in a toilet bowl by Dirk, the varsity football star. In an attempt to escape, he throws his head back and inadvertently breaks the bully's nose. Well, this isn't good because the bully dedicates his life to retaliation. The only good thing going for Ripley is his wrestling ability and a kooky girl named Getty, and this girl named Getty is insisting on entering this crazy worm charming competition. Well, Ripley is all in to help with that because if Getty wins the prize money, she'll be able to stay in town with her mom and not move away. The problem ensues because Dirk is insisting that he should have won the prize money the year before, and now he'll do anything to win the prize money this time, including blackmailing Ripley if he doesn't sneak him some of the captured worms. Well, Ripley must decide whether to stay loyal to his team or save his own skin. So with all the challenges of physical intimidation, wrestling, worm charming, and first love, Ripley must employ every mental and physical gift he has to stay on top. My idea for this book was to take the weirdest competition I could find and then wrap the plot so tightly around it that how many worms come to the surface in a half hour becomes the most important thing in the world. Worm charming is a real thing. I mean, they have worm charming in Canada and in England. And they grid off a park into 5-foot squares and they beat on the ground and how many worms come to the surface in a half hour. I'll win. But I wanted to make it really important for these worms to come up. Now I looked at other weird competitions. I mean, there's things like watermelon seed spitting and turtle racing, but nothing was as weird as worm charming. And when I wrote this book, I wanted it to feel real, so it's written first person and in the moment, so the story happens right in front of you. And I took real events that affected me in my life or my family or that I was emotionally involved in, and they all became puzzle pieces in this story. And it feels real because you write a lot better about things that actually happened to you, things that you experienced. You know what it was like on that day. And so I was able to morph all these things and put them into the plot. And it works. It works. And it's not a standard plot. I mean, the standard plot, you know how standard plots are. They have conflict, rising complications, climax, and resolutions, kind of like a roller coaster, right? Which is good. However, I wanted to have a complicated plot. I thought I could do better than that. Because in real life, you don't have one problem that takes you up, right? You have multiple problems. And the reason for that is you have your school life. That's a completely different world. And you have your sports life, the people on your team, and what you're trying to accomplish. That's a whole different dynamic, isn't it? And your home life with your parents and your sibling, and how does that work? And your public life. You might even have a public life. So all these things fit together, and all these things are running on different tracks at once, kind of like a wild roller coaster ride that takes you up and down and around, and good guys are bad guys, and bad guys are good guys, and that's how life is you experience as it comes at you, like a wild roller coaster ride. And that is how the book is written. Now this book is very near and dear to my heart, and it also bid well with Kirkus Review. They're the #1 reviewer in the world. And they gave it a recommended review, and they even featured it in their monthly magazine, which was really wonderful, which I was really excited about. So that's all I want to say about Ripley. I hope you pick it up and you read it, and it becomes near and dear to your heart like it was to mine. There's a lot of lessons in there. There's a lot of reality in there. So take care.